mascot qualities in the NHL.
And speaking of Howler, I didn't realize that Phoenix wasn't the original Howler. It was Colorado.
Yeah.
Their first mascot was Howler the Yeti.
Now that is a mascot.
Yeah, and he was a Yeti.
Yeah.
And he looked
He
crazy.
lives in the mountains. He's aware of avalanches, and he will definitely kill anyone who's found out.
And actually, that may be why he's a retired mascot, because in March 1999, a fan claimed that Howler the Yeti had hurt her during a fracas in the stands at McNichols Arena. Although the Avs declined to name the employee in the suit, he was apparently cited by police for disturbing the peace, as was the fan. So it's similar to last week, fan on mascot violence.
Yeah. There's not a lot of juice in that story there, nor is there a YouTube clip that went viral, I imagine. She was hurt.
Yeah, and it was 1999, so that was probably pre-viral videos.
Yeah.
But
A fracas?
a fracas.
You think it was a fracas for a puck that went awry, or perhaps drunken fans?
I like the word fracas, but I'm thinking probably drunken fracas.
Yeah.
Over enthusiastic fan fracas.
So Howler was in there, and then she gets hurt. How do you think that happened?
Well, he's a Yeti.
He was just storming there with wild arms.
If you get into a fracas with a Yeti, you're going to end up on the injured side.
But my guess was she wasn't part of the fracas. She was a bystander.
Oh, but they say here she was also cited by the police.
Okay.
And you've seen mascots. The urge to go up behind them and just drop kick them is always there.
Man, The Simpsons highlighted it great with Bart. Always beating up on the mascots. Itchy, when they go to Itchy and Scratchy Land.
And I forgot about this story, but when I was in high school, we had a mascot for the football team. And there was the junior team for like grade 10s and the senior team for grade 12s. And the mascot was out. I can't even remember what the mascot was, like what animal, but the junior team scored a touchdown and all the players jumped on top of the mascot and like doggy piled on top.
Doggy piled the mascot.
And they didn't realize it was like some chick in there who was not the biggest person. And
suffocated.
Well, she had like bruised ribs or something, and they all had to apologize. But it's just the fact that you see someone in a mascot suit and you think they're like unbreakable.
Yeah, immune to violence.
They're like a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
But when I was researching Howler the Yeti in Colorado, I came upon the Quebec Nordiques mascot, and he was so interesting. We have to save it for next week.
All right, you got another mascot, a non-existent mascot?
Retired mascot. But there was enough content there that he warrants his own section.
I'm looking forward to next week.
Okay, let's go to Comment Board Heroes.
Alright, it's Comment Board Heroes, where we probe the depths of internet for the best, brightest, most clever.
Yeah, we sort through the fracas.
sort through that fracas. And this week got a lot of gold with the Chiarelli being out. But before we get to that, let's start off one from the Carolina game. This is by Dr. Canada?
Dr. Canada.
Dr. Canada A. Neil has more shots chances this game than our top line.
If someone was going to like place that bet in front of you, who would get more shots tonight? Neil or our top line?
Yeah, they would laugh in your face if you said that before the game.
Like 100-1 odds. But Neil was good.
Yeah, Neil played a good game. He he started by showing something with deke around. I don't think it was Falk, but one of the other defensemen in Carolina pushed through his legs, skates around him.
I haven't seen Neil stick handle this season. So
yeah, I know. I had to weigh my eyes to make sure. What? Neil? No, I rewinded to watch again. Finished, and they got a good shot off afterwards. Did not score. And then he blew a wide open net with the puck bouncing off his stick.
Yeah, bad luck there.
That was bad luck, but he's in the right place.
And then he started the give and go with Backlund, so it wasn't like he was just standing there and someone passed. He led the rush. And,
so Neil, keep it up. Good work against Carolina.
And another comment from the Carolina game. This is from Westchester. He wrote, "Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that extra 15 seconds of game." And that goes to Backlund scoring first rush in overtime.
Backlund wins the draw, sends it back to Brody. Brody passes, gets back to Backlund.
Yeah. And
game over.
And really the thing about that goal was he faked backhand, went forehand, which surprised the goalie. Yeah,
because maybe like him, he always pitches the announcers saying Backlund on the backhand.
Okay, and then we can get to my favorite news story of the week. Let's fire the cannon. Yes, our good friend, Mr. Peter Chiarelli, finally got fired. He rocked a pretty sweet muzzy himself for one season.
He rocked the muzzy, I remember that.
Oh, it was sweet. You should Google the pic. It was a dirty stash.
Who didn't see this one coming?
Yeah, after a series of bad trades, bad signings, a team that has the best player in the world underperforming. Then
should we just rattle off some of those bad choices that come to mind?
Yeah, there's so much content. The bad choices.
Lucic.
Yeah, signing Lucic.
Koskinen was his latest fumble.
Yeah, that one isn't as horrible, but it's a lot of money for a goalie who's only played 25 games. But there was one I hardly knew about. They traded a first and second round pick for Griffin Reinhart, and Griffin Reinhart's played like 20 games in the NHL.
I can't remember who they traded for Spooner, but Spooner, I think, just cleared waivers.
Yeah, they had Eberle.
Yeah.
They traded him for Strome.
Yeah.
They traded Strome for Spooner, and Spooner now has cleared waivers.
Yeah.
So if you like run the chain, they have Eberle and now a guy who no one wants even on waivers. So it's a pretty pretty large fall from a first round pick to there.
And look at those players. Eberle started off pretty good, kind of slowed down. There's talks about hopefully him heating up again.
I think he's got 30 or 40 points this year. So
yeah, but he started off really strong.
Yeah.
Strome in Boston, I believe.
Right now? Yeah, now he's in Boston.
Yeah, he's starting to look good.
Yeah, I think he's a decent third, fourth line player. But anything's better than a guy who can't even stay in the NHL.
Spooner, I remember he wasn't bad last year, but I didn't know he's no good. He's fighting to clear away. He's at Lazar level.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, bad choices. Hall. I mean, he's pretty much the guy behind New Jersey, but granted, New Jersey's not great either.
And I saw a picture on the internet. They said this would be our lineup in Edmonton if we had no general manager. And you would have Hall, you would have Eberle, McDavid. If you kept your first round pick, you might have Barzal. You would have Yakupov. Nugent Hopkins still. Like, you just look at the offense they could have right now and it's unreal.
And I think on the Calgary Edmonton game they did a comparison of a combination of Draisaitl McDavid. I think was it once $12 million a year, Draisaitl $6 million a year.
No, 8.5.
8.5. I had no idea it was that high.
Yeah.
And man, he did have a good run with Edmonton, but lately he's definitely not an 8.5 player.
No, and you add up McDavid and Draisaitl, it's over 20 million.
Yeah.
And if you add up the Flames...
It was Goudreau and Monahan. Each were at 5 or something.
6 point something, yeah.
6 point something.
Like, if you add our entire top line, it's less than those two players.
Yeah.
So, good bargaining by Trey Living. It is.
Yeah, man. Just some crazy prices, though.
Yeah. Let's get to the comments on Chiarelli fired. I think you got the first one.
All right, this is by Lemon Margarita.
I think it's lemon meringue. Yeah, it's a weird one. Lemon meringuita.
Number 13. It's heartbreaking, but we'll always have the memories. Peter did some great work for the Flames.
Yeah, as a Flames fan, watching that tire fire burn was quite amusing.
I think Peter Chiarelli definitely helped out Calgary more than his own club.
Honorary Flame, Peter Chiarelli.
Yeah, man. I would run with that story. It's got a great sense of humor that everyone can get behind.
My only regret is that he was in Edmonton, meaning he wouldn't trade with the Flames, so we couldn't fleece him for some good players. But, yeah. Another comment here. This is by Jamal Adams Better. He wrote, he was so bad he built 2 playoff teams in the opposite conference. 17-18 Devils, and most likely the 18-19 New York Islanders.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he traded Hall to the Devils.
Yeah.
They ended up making the playoffs last year. Hall was MVP of the league. And this year, the Islanders with Barzal look like they going to make the playoffs.
Oh, once again, another example of Chiarelli helping out other teams in the league instead of his own club. All right, next one. Sauce on the tape.
Oh, and some nice sauce right on the tape.
That's sauce on the tape. Let the rebuild begin. Again.
Yeah, this is like the second iteration already, and they're talking about... Because first you had the era where Hall and Eberle were supposed to lead the team to playoff success.
Yeah.
Now it's McDavid, Draisaitl, and they may need to
will need to rebuild.
Yeah, you might keep those pieces, but you need to basically rip out everything else.
Yeah, start from the ground up. And who would they give away for Larson?
They traded Hall for Larson.
Yeah, Hall for Larson. Yeah, that's right. Not a great choice. Oh, Peter Chiarelli.
And yeah, one of the details that came out about Chiarelli's firing was that it actually happened during the second intermission of last night's game. So, but they didn't tell anyone. They wanted him to be able to leave the arena quietly, and then they announced it the next day. But the loser monster wrote, Nicholson then offered Chiarelli a voucher for a cab ride home, which he traded along with a first and second for bus fare. And then Actually from Canada replied, he then took that bus fare and traded it for a ticket on the tram. Little did he know that the tram stopped running years ago. Milk and Sugar then replied, then he signed the bus to a 6-year deal with a no trade, no move clause. And J Deputy finally replied, only to pay someone $5 to take the tram ticket from him.
Man, that's gold. That basically summarizes how Chiarelli's wheelings and dealings go.
Yeah.
Then, with the news of Chiarelli gone, assuming GM responsibilities in Edmonton will fall not on Wayne, but Keith.
This is like a song I heard where they have Jesus' brother Bob.
On Vogue had a comment, good to see that they're getting rid of all nepotism in Edmonton.
No kidding. You fire Chiarelli and you hire Wayne Gretzky's brother to run the team.
Oh, man.
Like Bill Ranford's uncle wasn't available.
Yeah, no kidding, man. It just... Oh, it sounds like ongoing... The tire fire just never ends. But we have no idea.
Maybe for coaching next they'll hire Ryan Smith's cousin.
I wonder. Smith was a good player. I was a fan of Ryan Smith.
Gretzky was a pretty good player too. I don't know if I want his brother as my general manager.